There we go. Welcome everyone to Departures Lounge. Today we have a special guest with us. We're going to be having a look at what's in our own backyard. And I'm Kathy Larson, co-owner of Departures Travel in Sydney. And along with Kathy, who's not here today, but she is also the owner of Departures Travel in Oak Bay. And today we have with us Lisa Otterman, who is with Rocky Mountaineer, which we were just discussing is something that we take for granted living in this beautiful part of the world, but it is such a popular destination for people outside of our province, outside of Alberta, but something that we really should take advantage of with this new offer that you've got. So please tell us a little bit about yourself and show us what Rocky Mountaineer is all about.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. And thank you so much for having me today. So I'm the business development manager with Rocky Mountaineer. I've been with the company for 6 years, and I'm very fortunate that I've had several opportunities to travel on our trains, and I can never tire of the incredible scenery that we have here in Western Canada and the Canadian Rockies, and passionate about Canadians, exploring their own backyard by train. So welcome to Rocky Mountaineer, a one-of-a-kind experience traveling by rail. Train travel is relaxing, romantic, and nostalgic. Rocky Mountaineer offers luxury train journeys that showcase some of the most spectacular scenery in North America. The train journeys offer guests a first-hand look at spectacular scenery that is best experienced by train, including rushing rivers, chromatic deserts, local wildlife, and majestic mountains and cliffs. Rocky Mountaineer is a must-do travel experience that offers unparalleled journeys in its spacious glass dome train coaches, thanks to the incredible scenery, delicious cuisine, attentive service, and friendly social atmosphere. Rocky Mountaineer has been a trusted travel experience for more than 30 years and has welcomed more than 2.2 million guests from around the world. And if you're not familiar with Rocky Mountaineer, we are not a commuter train that is only about transporting you from point A to point B. Our trains travel during daylight only and at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour and feature oversized windows so guests do not miss a moment of the ever-changing landscapes. Guests do not sleep on the train. They enjoy a restorative night's sleep at the midpoint of their journey in a hotel. Upon your arrival to your hotel, you are already checked in and your luggage is waiting for you. It's already been delivered to your room. Our cuisine showcases regional flavors and locally sourced ingredients. The culinary service is accompanied by a selection of complimentary local wines, beers, along with premium spirits, which are served throughout the journey. The team of onboard hosts offer award-winning service and rich historic storytelling of the rail line, geological marvels, communities, and Indigenous peoples, bringing the roots to life. Our onboard hosts cater to our guests' every need and create a friendly, comfortable atmosphere for guests to connect with them and their fellow travelers. We have 3 rail routes that we will travel on today in our Gold Leaf service and Silver Leaf service. For a visual overview, here is a map of our 3 routes. So we have 3 routes as depicted by the solid green line, which is our 3-day rainforest to gold rush route. The solid blue line is our 2-day journey through the clouds route, and the solid burgundy line is our 2-day first passage to the west route. Our routes connect Vancouver with the mountain towns of Jasper, Lake Louise, and Banff. Our journeys are taken one way, traveling either eastbound or westbound. The dark diamonds that you see on the map are destinations where you begin, end, or extend your journey. And the white diamonds are the midpoint of the journey where guests overnight in hotels. For simplicity, I'll be describing the routes traveling eastbound from Vancouver, but again, the option is available to start your journey in the Rockies and travel westbound to Vancouver. Step aboard the Gold Leaf coach we'll be traveling in today as we make our way to the Canadian Rockies. As your luggage does not travel with you, be sure to bring a day pack with you on the train with any necessities that you may need during the day, such as medications. Our Gold Leaf service features bi-level rail cars with domed windows in the seating area on the upper level and large windows in the lower level dining area where meals are freshly prepared from a selection of regionally inspired dishes and you are attended to and served by an onboard host. Stretch your legs and walk with camera in hand to the outdoor viewing platform exclusive to Gold Leaf service to get closer to nature and take photos. Now that we're settled in, a welcome toast with our onboard hosts and fellow travelers to start the adventure. Welcome aboard. Cheers. First up is our first passage to the West Route, a 2-day journey. As we depart Vancouver, we'll travel 460 kilometers before reaching our midpoint destination of Kamloops. We'll enjoy a good night's rest in our hotel in Kamloops, and on the second day, we'll make our way to Lake Louise and Banff, traveling 441 kilometers and 497 kilometers respectively. We start our breakfast service shortly after the train departs, so please make your way down the stairs to the elegant dining room where an onboard host will attend to you. For those that may require mobility support, each Gold Leaf coach has an elevator. Select your choice of entree from our menu. There are 6 to 7 entrees to choose from for breakfast, such as spinach and egg souffle, sunrise skillet, or buttermilk pancakes, just to name a few. As the seating capacity of our dining room is half of that of the upper seating level, we divide our guests into 2 groups. So group number 1 will go first to the dining room, but as they are being served, we are serving our guests in the upper seating area, scones and beverages. Day 2 of the journey will reverse the order of the groups. So if you are in the second seating day 1, you'll be in the first meal seating on day 2. As we leave the sights of the city behind, we travel through the lush green fields of the Fraser River Valley. We pass by many of the farms where we source the produce that is served on board. Traveling further into the interior of British Columbia, we'll be following the Fraser River, winding through forests and crossing over bridges surrounded by the peaks of the Cascade and Coast Mountains. The train will come to a rolling stop to enjoy the spectacular views and rushing rapids of Hell's Gate. At points of interest along our routes, the train slows down so you can take in the incredible sights and have opportunity to take lots of fantastic photos. From Linton, we'll be following the Thompson River as the day continues, and the tracks lead us into arid desert-like canyons, and we enjoy fantastic stories of the region as the train travels along. As we approach Kamloops towards the end of the day, we emerge into open, grassy country that speaks of ranching, Indigenous culture, and the Wild West. We've arrived at the midpoint of our journey, Kamloops, a very warm and welcoming riverside town. A motor coach will take you directly from your coach to your hotel in Kamloops, and you're already checked into your hotel room, and your luggage ferries have delivered your luggage to your room. Enjoy your evening in Kamloops. Take a stroll in one of the serene parks or enjoy one of the terrific gastro pubs and get a good night's rest. Rise and shine, your motor coach is waiting for you at the hotel to transport you to your train coach for another luxurious day of train travel. Simply leave your luggage in your hotel room and the luggage ferries will take care of it for you once again. Welcome back on board as we continue our journey to the Canadian Rockies. In the morning, the desert-like landscapes continue as we travel through the Black Canyon. As the day continues, the scenery changes and we see the greenery of the mountains. We pass over the last spike that completed the rail line and connected British Columbia with Eastern Canada more than 130 years ago. We are the only passenger train to travel along this historic Canadian Pacific rail line. Other highlights today include the climb over Rogers Pass, the Kicking Horse Canyon, and traveling through the spiral tunnels, an incredible feat of railway engineering, and of course, the stunning glaciers and snow-capped peaks of the Canadian Rockies. First Passage to the West is our original route, and it is also our most historic route. Spend some time on the outdoor viewing platform and feel the wind rushing through your hair. Hear the sounds of the world going on around outside and breathe in the fresh mountain air and take some amazing photos outdoors. So this is one of the photos I took from the outdoor viewing platform last October. And this is another one. As you can see, you really do get up close to nature. And it's also a lovely opportunity to meet fellow travelers in your coach. The outdoor viewing platform holds about 10 people comfortably, so there is ample time for everyone to rotate onto the platform many times throughout the journey. Let's head back inside, upstairs to our seat and enjoy a glass of red, white, or sparkling Okanagan wine, or if you prefer, premium spirits or local beer. And isn't this the perfect setting to relax in your reclining seat and enjoy a drink? The bar opens at 10 a.m. and you're on holiday, so why not start your morning with a splash of Bailey's in your coffee? Back to our journey. We've passed the town of Field, continuing our ascent, and we are literally going to pass through two mountains, Mount Ogden and Cathedral Mountain, as the train travels through the spiral tunnels, crossing over the Continental Divide. We have arrived at the train station at Lake Louise, and we will bid farewell to those fellow travelers who've chosen the incredibly stunning Lake Louise as their destination. Lake Louise and the Victoria Glacier is one of the most photographed places in Canada, and UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site. For the remainder of us on board, we'll travel another 56 kilometers to Banff, continuing to enjoy the incredible vistas of Castle Mountain, as shown in this picture. The mountain was named by Dr. James Hector, an early explorer, noting that it looks exactly like a gigantic castle. We are nearing the town of Banff. Banff National Park was the very first national park in Canada and the third in the world behind USA's Yellowstone and Australia's Royal National. The Canadian Pacific Railway was instrumental in Banff's early years, building the Chateau Lake Louise and the Banff Springs Hotel, attracting tourists. Welcome to the town of Banff and the end of our two-day First Passage to the West Rail journey. Banff is a lively town with fabulous restaurants, shops, art galleries with Cascade Mountain standing majestically at the end of Banff Avenue. There is such easy access to pristine wilderness, endless outdoor activities, mineral hot springs, and wildlife, some of it right even in town. You may find yourself crossing to the other side of Banff Avenue to more than socially distance yourself from an elk or two strolling down the avenue. Train travel allows precious time to connect with your travel companion, whoever that may be, your partner, friend, family member, or your own wonderful company yourself. And it's time to connect with nature and have moments to reflect. There is no Wi-Fi on the train, so there are areas where we have cell phone coverage, but we do travel in remote areas where there are no cell towers. So disconnect from that cell phone and connect with our onboard hosts, who you'll form a strong bond with, connect with fellow travelers from around the world, who you'll form friendships with, and connect with nature. And special moments happen on the train. On my trip last year, there was a couple celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, and the dapper husband spoke some sentimental words and proceeded to serenade the coach with What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong as we were approaching the Canadian Rockies. It was a beautiful moment with, the lyrics of the song and the scenery that we were traveling through. And I don't think there was a dry eye on that coach. I sure know mine were not. And for our second rail journey, we are going to travel to the incredibly picturesque, sleepy town of Jasper on the 2-day journey through the clouds route. So day one is the same as first passage to the west, traveling from Vancouver to Kamloops and overnighting in Kamloops. So we will pick up this route from the second day of the journey, traveling north and east to Jasper on the Canadian National Railway. Welcome back aboard. As we depart Kamloops bound for the Canadian Rockies, we will travel alongside the North Thompson River through the Monashee and Caribou Mountains, climbing ever nearer to the high peaks of the Continental Divide. We will travel 435 kilometers from Kamloops to Jasper. Today, we are traveling in our Silverleaf service, which features spacious single-level rail cars with oversized glass dome windows where meals are served seatside by a culinary team member. And if you would like to get some fresh air, you can step into the small, more enclosed outdoor area that holds 2 to 3 people. The inclusions in Silverleaf and Goldleaf are the same. So those inclusions are your 2 and 3 course meals, both breakfast and lunch, complimentary alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages and snacks that are served throughout the day, overnight accommodation at the midpoint of your journey and transfers to and from the hotel and your train coach, luggage handling, and of course the first-rate service and storytelling by our onboard hosts. Enjoy the high ceilings and airy, spacious feel of our Silverleaf coach and soak in the passing scenery with our large, oversized domed windows that bring the outdoors in. All of our dome coaches have been designed for optimal viewing. Enjoy breathtaking mountain peaks and glacial-fed lakes. Journey through the clouds takes our guests through some of the most untouched natural beauty. And what is that roar? Is it a bear? No, it's your stomach letting you know it's lunchtime. Don't miss a moment of the passing scenery as lunch will be served to you by a culinary team member at your seat. Simply lower your table tray for your culinary delight. Silverleaf is the same multi-course gourmet meals as Goldleaf, but it is a pared down menu, simply meaning that you don't have as many options to choose from for your entree. Each year, our culinary team reimagines a menu that showcases regional flavors and locally sourced ingredients, such as fresh salmon and Alberta beef. So some entrees at lunch may include Alberta pork tenderloin, braised Alberta beef ribs, or Pacific prawn risotto, to name a few. And we use local in-season vegetables and fruit. And one thing you never leave the train with is an empty stomach. So between the breakfast and lunch and enjoying beverages and snacks throughout the day, once you arrive at your destination where you are on your own for dinner, you may feel like an appetizer for dinner. Or for myself personally, I'm so full that I only feel like a beverage. And feel the spray of Pyramid Creek Falls as it drops over the falls and flows under the railway tracks and joins the North Thompson. Pyramid Falls is best viewed by the train. Pyramid Creek drops down over the edge a total of 90 meters or 300 feet. The falls cascade over 3 tiers and fan out into a pyramid shape before hitting the bedrock below. As we travel throughout the day, mountainous views do not disappoint as we climb over the Yellowhead Pass into Jasper National Park. Enjoy the magnificent Mount Robson, the highest peak in the Canadian Rockies that stands at 3,954 meters or 12,972 feet. Mount Robson is so tall that it has its own weather system at the top, so it can be a beautiful clear blue sky day as shown here, but the top is often crowned in alpine clouds. Get your camera ready as we travel by Moose Lake, aptly named for the many moose in this region, approximately 100,000. In addition to moose, bald eagles, bighorn sheep, and everyone's favorite, bears, these are just some of the examples of the wildlife you may catch glimpses of. And all of our, trains are connected. So if wildlife is spotted by a coach up ahead, the team there is going to radio it down to the other coaches. So you may hear the onboard host announcing bear spotted on the left up ahead, and the energy on the train is going to dramatically rise with the anticipation of seeing a bear. Our arrival to Jasper is approaching as we spot Mount Fitzwilliam ahead, which rises 2,907 meters or 9,537 feet. And welcome to picturesque Jasper, where our 2-day journey through the clouds journey ends. Jasper is a quiet, beautiful little mountain town with restaurants and shops in the village, incredible scenery no matter where you look. And it is a true gem of the Canadian Rockies, full of fantastic wildlife viewing opportunities. The fun and memory making continue once you're off the train and in your destination. We have over 50 vacation packages to choose from, depending on your travel experience, your travel preference. So we've partnered with the best tour operators to offer a wide array of unforgettable activities in the destinations that we travel to. So for example, in Banff, some of our packages include free time in Banff and or sightseeing tours and activities, such as a gondola ride up Sulphur Mountain, a motor coach tour of Yoho National Park, or in Jasper, whitewater rafting on the Bow River, or a guided hike. So there are plenty of options depending on how leisurely or adventurous you would like to be. And we also have self-drive options for those of you that want to explore the Canadian Rockies on your own. And now for the road less traveled, welcome to our 3-day Rainforest to Gold Rush route. This is a very remote train passage and very diverse in geography and climate. So we depart from North Vancouver and arrive in Whistler midday on the first day. We overnight in Whistler, and day 2 is a full day on the train traveling north to Quesnel. We overnight in Quesnel, and day 3 is another full day of luxurious train travel as we continue our journey to our final destination of Jasper. Welcome aboard. On our first day's journey, we travel 118 kilometers from North Vancouver to Whistler. It's a spectacular day and a short 3.5-hour journey. We pass the cool Pacific shore of the Coast Mountains following Howe Sound with spectacular ocean, fjord, and mountain vistas. We follow Howe Sound into the rugged canyon of the Cheakamus River. We pass through tunnels and bridges, over gorges, and the top of Brandywine Falls until we reach the resort of Whistler. And welcome to stunning Whistler, consistently rated North America's #1 resort again and again. And for us locals, we know how fantastic Whistler is. So you have the remainder of your afternoon and an evening to enjoy the wonderful outdoors, restaurants, galleries, and spas that Whistler has to offer. Enjoy a very comfortable night stay at your hotel. And it's easy to rise early with views like this. So we partner with the best hotels in each of our destinations. We pre-select moderate hotels with Silverleaf service. These are your 3.5-star hotels that are comfortable, they're centrally located with restaurants on site or just a short stroll away. And then we pre-select premium hotels with Gold Leaf service. So these are your 4 to 5-star hotels that have restaurants and other amenities on site. So although we pre-select the level of hotel, you can choose which you would prefer, moderate or premium. And to give you an example, these are some of the hotels that we partner with. So we have the Fairmont Shadow Lake Louise, and we partner with all of the Fairmonts in our destinations. Brewster's Mountain Lodge in Banff, that's your moderate level hotel, as is the Chateau Jasper. Good morning and welcome back aboard. On our second day, we will travel 500 kilometers from Whistler to Quesnel. We pass from the cool, moist, coniferous forests of the Coast Mountains and beautiful blue-green glacier lakes into one of the hotter, drier places in the country at Lillooet. We follow the Fraser River along its impressive canyon as we climb along its eastern wall. Then we cross the northern end of the Cascades Mountains and on the Caribou Plateau. We traverse the region's rolling lake-dotted hills and ranching communities, experiencing some of the most contrasting landscapes in Western Canada. We cross the Deep Creek Bridge, one of the highest railway bridges in the world, and we follow the gold rush history, which is fascinating as we rejoin the Fraser River near Williams Lake, and it takes us northward along a quiet, majestic section of the river to our destination at Quesnel. Quesnel was originally a mining town and has kept its old world, small town charm. Quesnel has a population of approximately 20,000. Enjoy your night's rest in Quesnel. Welcome back aboard for the third day of our journey. We will be traveling 534 kilometers, swinging north past Prince George before turning south and traveling east to our destination of Jasper. We follow the Fraser River meandering through a remote region of British Columbia. As the train travels through the Rocky Mountain Trench, we are surrounded by the Rocky Mountains to the north and the Caribou Mountains to the south. We'll enjoy the incredible views of Mount Robson before our arrival in peaceful, charming Jasper, where our 3-day rainforest gold rush journey ends. Another option for you is to travel on one of our circle journeys. A circle journey combines two of our rail routes, so taking one route eastbound and returning westbound on a different route. Circle journeys begin and end in the same destination. We have 7 circle journey packages to choose from. 6 begin and end in Vancouver, and 1 begins and ends in Calgary. So this is a great option if you're looking for more time on the train and perhaps you're not keen on flying. We operate seasonally from late April until early October. And it's not that we're afraid of the snow. We're a Canadian company after all, but we don't travel during the winter months because the days are too short. Darkness falls too early in the day. You'd miss the fantastic scenery. You may wonder what is the best season to travel in, and all 3 of the seasons are a wonderful time to travel. They each just offer something a little different. So in the spring, the mountains are still dusted in snow, making them really pop. The flora and fauna are beginning to emerge, and not that we can guarantee it, but it's often a great time to see wildlife, especially bears as they come out of hibernation and they're making their way to the train tracks in search of food. Keep in mind, the lakes in higher elevations will still be frozen at this time. So if you're looking to, canoe on Lake Louise, this won't be the time of the year to travel there. And during the spring, the skiers and snowboarders have left and the summer tourists haven't arrived yet in the Canadian Rockies, so it's not as busy. And then we have the summertime where everything is lush and in full bloom. The days are long, the weather is predictable, it's dry, it's warm, but please keep in mind that the summer months are when the Canadian Rockies are at their busiest. And then in the fall, we have the beautiful yellows and golds of the larches. The salmon run occurs, attracting eagles and bears. And in late September, early October, the summer tourists are waning. And I would also say that the fall can sometimes look like the spring, depending on how early the snow arrives in Alberta. The health and safety of our guests is our highest priority, so our trains are equipped with high-end air filtration systems, and we have extensive health screening and disinfecting protocols in place so guests can be confident and comfortable during their journey. As government guidelines and industry best practices, continue to evolve around the prevention of COVID-19 and other illnesses, we will update our procedures to exceed the expectations of our guests. Guests will participate in health screening prior to travel and will be asked to wear a protective face covering when physical distancing is not possible. Guests will check in online. We will meet all physical distancing guidelines required at that time. And guests will be traveling with the same group throughout the journey. So guests will be transported from their hotel directly to their train coach. We won't be using our train stations. And our team will wear protective gear such as masks and gloves. Our rail coaches are equipped with high-end filtration systems which ensure a steady intake of fresh air, filtration, and circulation. The system provides complete circulation every 3 to 3.5 minutes and removes 99.9% of airborne particles. The train interiors are thoroughly sanitized using an electrostatic disinfectant sprayer, and every train seat and train table are sanitized prior to and throughout each travel day. And just please note that these procedures can change as government guidelines evolve and change, and we're always, paying attention to those. And I am very excited to share with you our current promotion exclusively for Canadian residents. So for new bookings in 2021, Canadian residents will receive a savings of $500 per person on qualifying classic vacation packages. So these are your 4 to 5 day packages that include your 2 or 3 day rail plus hotel stay before and after your journey. For all other qualifying packages that are 5 days and up, it is savings of $700 off per person, or savings of $1,400 per couple. And you can choose any of our 3 routes and either level of service, either silver leaf or gold leaf. And this offer runs until February the 26th, 2021. So if Rocky Mountaineer has been on your bucket list, next season is the time to do it. And to provide you with peace of mind and confidence when booking, we have our enhanced flexibility for all new 2021 bookings. So a 20% deposit is due at the time of booking, and that deposit is fully refundable up to 60 days from when you make that payment. So you can secure your a seat on the Rocky Mountaineer for 2021, risk-free for 60 days. And as long as you are 60 days prior to travel, you are allowed to make 2 free date changes up to and including the 2023 season. And if there are 2 or more people on your booking, you can make 1 name change as long as you're 30 days prior to travel. But just please note that 1 name from the original booking must remain. And final payment is due 60 days prior to your travel date. Rocky Mountaineer has received more than 70 national and international travel awards in our 30 years of business. In addition to those listed here, I would add that Rocky Mountaineer was named one of the world's greatest trips by National Geographic Traveler and one of the world's ultimate experiences by Lonely Planet. And we were recently named Best Sustainable Train Journey by Lonely Planet's Best in Travel Awards. And 90% of our guests rate their experience with us as a 9 or 10 out of 10. And a heartfelt thank you for experiencing the Rocky Mountaineer with Kathy and I today as we explored by train the absolutely stunning wilderness we have right here in our own backyard. And if you would like to learn more, please reach out to your wonderful travel advisors at Departures Travel. And as you well know, you are in excellent hands with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lisa. That trip, I guess any 3 of them would be absolutely amazing. And I think that it's something that we take for granted, but should absolutely do. So Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, anytime. And for next week, we are going to go travel to Japan with, and we'll have all kinds of interesting stories for you there. So we'll see you next week. And thanks again, Lisa. That was really terrific.
Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for joining us today, and wishing everyone a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.